Hey listeners, it's Mandy from the Monomyth Diaries. We're pushing the pause button for May, June, and July. Taking a little time to breathe, reflect, and prepare for what's ahead in Season 3. While we're away, we'll be replaying some listener favorites, host favorites, and some of our most downloaded episodes. Conversations filled with honesty, heart, and transformation. Whether you're hearing them for the first time or revisiting the ones that stayed with you, we hope they continue to meet you right where you are. Be sure to mark your calendars. We'll return the first Tuesday in August with new voices, powerful stories, and meaningful conversations. We're also excited to announce that next season we'll be doing some giveaways, so be on the lookout for those announcements. In the meantime, we'd truly love to hear from you. Visit monomythdiaries.com and tell us your Season 2 favorites, the guests who resonated, the tools and strategies you've tried, and the moments that stuck with you. Your feedback helps us shape where we go next. Thank you for listening, for sharing, and being part of this incredible journey. We can't wait to step into Season 3 together. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Monomyth Diaries, a podcast where ordinary people get to share their hero's journey. I'm Mandy.
And I'm Rachel, and we'll be your host. We'll discover powerful insights, critical moments of growth, and much more.
Thanks for joining us. We all have a monomyth to share, and someone out there needs to hear it.
Welcome back to Monomyth Diaries, where it's take what you like and leave the rest podcast.
Today's featured hero is Donnell, whose energy and passion are absolutely contagious. He's one of the founders of Your Story Church and a very animated pastor right here in Houston, Texas. I was blessed to attend Your Story Church's inaugural service and knew I wanted our listeners to experience his monomyth.
If you're doing audio only, these 3 episodes you'll definitely want to check out on YouTube because seeing Donnell in action is something special. Donnell, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, man. Or having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited too.
We're going to start off with a couple of things called the Monomyth Story Starters. They're just a series of rapid fire questions just to warm us up
All right.
and have some fun. All right, so first one, what is your favorite song?
That's my favorite song. Okay. In what context?
Your whatever context.
Depending on the mood of the day, the favorite song changes.
You think about it like this: if you're trapped on an island, you can only listen to one song over and over again. What would it be?
But see, so it would begin in my head. I would be like, I'm going to change the song. So, but I would. There is a song that it's called "Let It Rain," right? And it's a worship song, if you will, but it really is just the words "Let It Rain." That's the entire song, like "Let It Rain," and how they just play with it. But it brings me peace whenever I'm meditating or praying or something like that. So I'd say right now that's my favorite song. But I do got some '90s hip hop songs, though. But let's say that for another time.
All right, where are you from, and where do you live now?
I am from Akron, Ohio.
No way.
Get out of here.
I've been there.
I'm sorry.
I've been there.
What is it?
I don't know even.
Akron, you. I went to the
Yes,
Akron. From Ohio.
See, look. So yeah, I left when I was probably like 11 years old. I've been here since. I live in Katy now, so Katy, Texas.
I'm in all. I'm sorry. I'm just what a small world.
I have this to me all the time. People are like, "Oh, I went to Akron." I lived in Akron. My brother still lives in Akron.
What?
Wow. Okay, I'm from Canada. At the time, my husband and I were living in Toronto before we had kids, and we had a friend that we knew from church. She has a brother who lives in Akron, Ohio, and every once in a while we'll do a weekend retreat, and a whole bunch of us will drive down to this gorgeous big house. And we would play games and hang out, and we became friends with her brother. And I didn't remember that. I was like, "Where are we going? What's an acronym?"
Exactly. What is it? What is an Akron?
That was like our weekend. Like we would go there like a few times.
Man.
And then I moved to Alberta, Western Canada.
Good year.
Yeah,
That's what you're known for.
They've actually I guess about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that whole industrial Goodyear compound part of Akron, they've actually turned into like restaurants and shops, and so they're like regentrifying that area. So,
Repurposing.
Gorgeous there. It is very
yes,
pretty
so.
there. Only in the summer. I'm Canadian, so for me, I love winter. I can deal with the cold.
No, okay.
All right. So, what is your favorite TV series?
Toddlers, I don't even own the TV.
Oh,
Toddlers, they own the TV. I
Oh,
got a toddler.
you have a TV.
I have a TV, but we don't watch TV during the week, and so then the kids own it. But um, alone. They go get dropped off. It's like 6 of them, and they get dropped off in this wooded Alaskan somewhere or the tropic thing, and they're given like they can take like three things, like a knife or flint or something like that, and whoever lasts the longest wins $1,000,000 or $500,000, right? So I love that show because that's something I will never do. At all. However, what I've noticed is I start looking at squirrels, right? Because we have a lot of trees in our neighborhood. I look at squirrels and I'm like, I will never go home. I've learned on the alone how to eat a squirrel. But still alone, that's my show. They don't make them fast enough. So.
the show that my family is. My son's a Boy Scout, and they watch the Bear Grylls, and I was just like, "Why are you watching this?"
Alone. I just mean because it's like they go through it. They give them like the body cameras and all this stuff, and they check on them, check their weight, but they literally get like everybody takes a bow and arrow because you got to be able to hunt, and so they got it's crazy.
We should tell Lethan to be on that show.
Yes.
Win us $1,000,000.
Yeah.
My son is adventurous like that.
Oh, for real? Tell them try. You should try. Like 90-day ones.
90 days?
Yeah, so who can stay out there 90 days, right? Or they have one called the 100-day, alone 100 days.
My gosh.
Well, everything that's slow. What is or would be your go-to karaoke song? Now you get to talk about your 90s hip hop.
And it's not hip hop, it's Friends in Low Places.
Really?
Yes. Oddly enough, man, I guarantee. And we just we did a birthday. I turned 99. That has like the room. You can go. You and just your group can go in a room and do karaoke. And so yeah, Friends in Low Places.
That's awesome. So, Donnell, if you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Well, that's not even funny. But I would eat one food for the rest of my life. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. As long as I have milk. I've eaten like in the last week. I've probably eaten peanut butter and jelly sandwiches 6 of the days.
Wow.
Because you're so busy, or just
I
because
forget to eat sometimes because I'm busy,
Yeah.
and I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches also. So
You share it with the kids?
no,
Just daddy.
because I forget to eat because I'm feeding them. Like, hey, eat all the food, and I'm like, nah, I gotta eat something. Man. No, we don't because of their schools, and when we're at church, we're very aware of nut allergies, and so I don't want them to go. Like I can avoid people. They get it if they get it on their hands, they get it like any kind of thing, and so we just kind of avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Fair.
So wise.
Fair. Do you have a nickname, and what is it? Oh,
Some people call me no. Just Donnell.
just
That's
Donnell?
awesome. So, do you have a hidden talent?
Do I have a hidden talent?
Yeah, that's a hard question. I got that one before.
Not really. I just got a memory like an elephant.
That's a hidden talent.
Like my wife is like, "You really remember those conversations?" I'm like, "I really do." She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I can tell her like the date, the time. Like it's crazy if I'm like super focused on." It. So yeah, but that's it.
That's an incredible talent.
What's a skill you wish you had?
I wish I could sing better.
Really?
Yeah, I love worship music, right? I love music. I'm just not the greatest. I can get like in there, right? But I can't just like I wish I could just get out there. Yes. Drake preaching for singing all day long.
I agree with you. I always think, man, I wish I could sing like my sister.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, man, that's like just something about it. And people like love singers. Think about it. In the movies, they're always the coolest person. Even in the world, they're always don't nobody want to see the lead guitar. Don't nobody want to see the lead guitar. Let me talk to the lead.
He David, I think, was very musical.
Yeah. He played the harp, he sang, he did all the things. He's the man. So I need to play some singing lessons.
So my last question for you is, what is one superpower you wish you had?
So many to choose from.
It is like, man. Um, I wish I could multiply myself. You know that person that right? I could multiply myself. Yeah. Well, you know, like then they can all come back when I'm done sending them to do whatever. So then, like my multitasking just exponentially got greater. So yes.
Oh, that's a good
one.
Yeah. She seems to get asked all the time, and no one's.
You're the first. I never even thought about that one.
So at first I was like, I wish I could read people's minds. But I'm in a season of my life that people already bring me too much stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stuff I don't want to know. Or I don't say I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I really don't want to hear. But you have to. It's the profession. Well, it's the profession I'm in. It's the life I choose is to carry other people's burdens.
Yeah.
I don't need to they don't want to give it to me. I'm bad. Like, oh, man. I want to just walk by and be like. Then I'll be looking at my phone, waiting for them to call. Like, yeah, no. Multiply myself. I think that would be super cool. To be able to do.
You better like copyright that if Marvel has or DC hasn't been all over that.
They have. You haven't seen it, but there's on X-Men. There's a guy that can multiply himself. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now I gotta look at it.
Have you watched the X-Men?
Not those most recent ones.
My favorite series.
So, yeah.
All right, last question. What's the first concert you ever attended?
Vanilla Ice.
So true. It was my friend's birthday.
Vanilla Ice, man. At the Summit.
Where was that?
Summit is Lakewood Church now.
Okay.
It used to be yeah, it used to be where the Rockets played. So Vanilla Ice was
Okay, my favorite take on Vanilla Ice. Do you remember In Living Color?
Mm-hmm.
When Jim Carrey
did
Vanilla Ice, and me and my friends would sing the parody version.
Oh my gosh,
it's but we love Vanilla Ice, but we love the parody
version better.
Yeah.
It's so catchy.
It is.
He was a one-hit wonder, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went crazy.
Okay.
Oh man, he did a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean, he does construction.
He's got like a kind of like an HGTV show. House flipping thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does now.
What?
Yep.
All right. You comfortable?
I'm good. What's wrong?
Awesome. Well, thanks again for being on the show.
It's an honor to be here.
I know that sometimes it's hard to share your whole story, so we appreciate it. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning. All the way back to the beginning and talk about what your home life was like when you were little.
What?
Set the stage.
Man, so that's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, it is what it is. I've learned in life.
Okay.
So, yeah. Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
So, oh, man.
Just tell us, what was it like growing up for you?
So the funny thing is for the longest time, I couldn't really remember. I don't know if I had shared this when we talked. And so like working through it with my counselor, she was like, Donnell, you probably just repressed like your day-to-day life growing up because of just things you've experienced and stuff like that. And I tell people all the time because they're like, hey, you're so joyful and happy. You must have grew up in a great home. And I'm like, but it was rough, to be honest. Like one of my earliest memories is walking in the room and seeing what I came to find out my stepfather shooting up drugs. And the next memory is him like beating me and my brother with this like 3-inch belt that was like, but it wasn't like a spanking. It was like I'm trying to hurt you. And my mom I remember right before we moved from Ohio to Texas, we see my mom run across the house and him chasing her and throwing her through a wall. The ambulance happened to come get her. So childhood was interesting. It was all before I was 11.
Oh, do you mind me asking? So you mentioned your stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
Is dad in the picture?
Not then. Not then. So I didn't even know there was another dad at that point in my life. And so my last memory in Ohio, we're actually under a bed hiding from my stepfather. And my mom was like, we've got to get out. And the next day we packed up old Buick Skylark. It was an 86 Buick Skylark. I can remember this car like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And drove it from Ohio to Texas. We stayed the night in a hotel one night and drove straight through, just the three of us. We got to Texas and we didn't we're kids, so we're like, okay, cool. And my mom was like, oh, we're gonna stay with a friend, and so we get there and it's a 1-bedroom apartment and it's her friends and their kids, and then it's another couple and their kids, and then me, my brother, and my mom. So it's like 9 of us in a 1-bedroom apartment at this time. So
9 of you in one.
yeah, we're 2, 5, 6, 8. 8. So yeah, Big Kathy, which is my mom's friend, who's my godmother. Love her to death. It was her and her son, and then it was 2 ladies and their daughter, and then us.
So how did your mom know Big Kathy?
Ohio. They grew up together. So my mom was little Kathy, and this was Big Kathy. And so I used to run the streets and do all life together, if you will, back in the 70s and 80s. And so she had moved down here following her sister. So she told my mom, hey, come on down.
Okay. So you're not biologically, there's no...
There's no relationship. No.
You found family kind of...
Yes. So
that's awesome that she took y'all in.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's a super, I love her to death. She's still running around ticking. She's actually back in Ohio. She's back in Akron right now. So
she went back.
Yeah, she went back. She went back, then came back, and then went back again. So I'm telling my mom, you should.
Mom's here now, right?
Yes, mother is here. Oh, Mom Jones.
So your mom had called her friend and said, you got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Takes you to.
We get here, and it's funny because I remember this. My mom tells us, she sits us on this couch, and she's like, listen, I will do better. I will provide for you.
And you said you're 11.
Mm-hmm.
Brother is
9.
9.
So we're like, okay. And so we're going to start going to school. My mom was a nurse, so she had got her nurse's license while we were in Ohio. So she was a nurse, so she got a job, which was really good. And she got, we moved in the same apartment complex, got a townhome, so now it's just us. And she's working and working and working and working and working. And I laugh because my son is always like, hey, can I go out and do this? And I'm like, nah, you can stay and spend some time with me. Right? And I think back, and my mom was gone most of the time. Right. And it's funny, me and her talk about it, and she can't remember it because in her mind, she did exactly what she was supposed to do because she did what she didn't have. Right. But as we were growing up, she just was not there. And that kind of was the hardest thing, I think, for me and my brother because we had no family, no male figure in our life. And being a male is at the end all be all to growing up. But when you got some boys in the house, you need to have something to kind of wrangle these boys in. And so we grew up, I tell people the streets raised us.
And your previous experience with your stepdad wasn't a great example.
Oh, no. That's a whole, thing. Like, she would be like, oh, he's trying to call y'all. And I'm like, I'm very, maybe that's why I am the way I am today. Like, very cut and dry. If you want to end a relationship with me, I'm cool with that. Right? Let's just go. We call it quits. You keep it moving, right? I'll pray for you. I'll believe for you, but I won't I don't like people's inability to change. Take me hostage.
That's wonderful.
I can't. You can't. There's people we can't do it. And so I'm like, hey, you abandoned us. Like, why am I when we? No, you beat us. No, you don't have a right to call me later and do that. And so that was like really hard. Like for the longest time, it was hard. I think by the age of 13, I was already selling drugs and running the streets and doing whatever I wanted to do. Like I was acting like a grown man. So uh, you can tell me that. Like it was a wrap, man. My mom was working even more. There was times she was working 3 jobs, so we would just see her kind of in passing. Um, I laughed because we just started letting my 8-year-old son walk home from the bus, right? And like he just got his own key and he's all excited, and I'm like, bro, don't like, man, listen, I'm watching all the cameras. I'm like trying to get home, like, and I think I was his age, like, man, I was practically driving a car, like I was terrible, but I think back of like something really would have happened to us, right? And I mean, I see why we gravitated towards gangs and that life and stuff because it was a family, it was role models, it was all those things, and so yeah. And then when I was 14, my mom tells me I have a different dad.
Whoa,
Yeah,
a different dad.
than my stepdad.
Well, you just know your stepfather wasn't your stepfather.
No, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
So at like 14, she tells me, I need to tell you something. You have a different dad, and I was like, huh? Like it didn't like really register.
Yeah.
And he came down to Texas for 2 days.
Okay.
I don't even really remember. Like I think it was more to see my mom or whatever. But and then he left and never heard anything. Saw him ever again. Like well until 2018. I don't think I told you.
Wait, so where was okay, 2 questions. Number one, your younger brother is a same dad?
No.
Okay, got it. And then number two, where did biological dad where was he living? While you were down here.
Listen, your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
Your guess. Okay. So, yeah. So he comes, he goes. So now I know he exists. Don't know him. Really, I haven't spent any time with him. I know he exists. And I searched and I reached out and I called people. I even went to Ohio to kind of find him. And I was able to find some more relatives, but I couldn't find him. And so, yeah. And so, you were at church. I kind of shared he just passed his funeral this past Friday.
Oh wow.
And then I'll get back to where I was at. But
Yeah.
so in 2018 or 2017, 2016, felt the need to pray for him.
Okay.
And in 2017, we found him in a nursing home. In 2016, he had like 9 major strokes and lost all his long-term memory. Or his short-term memory. He can remember things ages ago, like 40 years ago, but he couldn't remember anything like in the last 2-3 decades. Like it was crazy. And so when I got in 2018, right after I was out of prison for about a year, I went and met him. But he didn't know who I was or anything like that. And so since then, I've been checking on him and praying for him and FaceTiming him. Try to do it once a month. And then he recently, but I found out I had 17 siblings.
Oh.
Man was a rolling stone.
Yeah.
oh, 17.
17.
That's a sports team.
Oh, man, with the backup. It ain't even like an Iron Man sports team. That's a real team. But yeah, and so he passed this past. Well, he passed like 2 weeks ago, and his funeral was this past Friday. So, well, I don't mourn in the way people think. Everybody's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, it hurts, but I mourn the like what I could have thought maybe like, man, what if he comes through and I can have a conversation? You know, that kind of stuff. Like I didn't know him to be like sad of his passing. And I know it sounds kind of cold, but it's like if I picked up the newspaper and read an obituary, I'd be like, man, it's sad they passed, but I mean, I don't know them. And that was kind of what it was. So.
Just the missed opportunity.
Yes. Yeah, so he came 14. Man, 15. Right, I was 15. We moved to Dallas, and I'm all out stealing cars and selling drugs. Like this is my life. just repetitive. We moved back to Houston. I quickly got ran out of Dallas. How does a teenager get ran out of the city? That's terrible. But
Did your mom know this was going on?
So she was with me. So my mom got a job in Dallas.
Okay.
And was like, hey, we're going to go. Like, there's going to be an opportunity for you to change some things and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I was like, you sure? Right. So I just trained. What I did was because I didn't know the area for drugs and stuff, I started stealing cars. So I changed my profession as a teenager from drug dealer to car thief.
Great.
And, but we had gotten some trouble. She was traveling to New York and we got arrested, and I have a little brother with me. And so she was like, yeah, I got to get you out of Dallas. We got back to Houston, which was pretty tough because when I got back to Houston, I was a different person because I was in Houston and I was crazy, and then they take me to Dallas, and it's another level of crazy. And my life really took a turn. 17, I shot somebody. I was charged with attempted murder. He gave me probation for a few years, but sentenced me to 5 years in prison after that. Got out of prison. As a matter of fact, right before I went to prison, I had a daughter.
Okay.
I got married.
At 17?
I was a little bit older, but probably like 17. So I was on probation for 2 years, 3 years, and then up to 20.
20. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you were arrested at 17.
Really, no. So I shot him at 17.
Yeah.
This was like a party in January. They waited till I was 18 in April. Then they arrested me.
Okay.
They waited.
Oh.
And they waited until I was 18, and they gave me probation. They charged me attempted murder. They gave me probation.
Gotcha.
So then I was able to do a couple of years of probation.
Right.
And had a daughter in the midst of that. Got married.
Okay. And is this to your daughter's mom?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't the brightest thing.
Totally get
And
it.
so that went really south. I was still very much married to the streets. She wasn't a healthy person either. So it wasn't like we were like even near healthy, and nobody wanted to truly change. Right. And so, so they ended up revoking my probation and sending me to prison for 5 years. So I did that.
What was that like?
It's not like the movies. Right? A little bit like the movies, not a lot like the movies.
Okay.
It is, it's terrible. It's imagine being in a place of depression, right? And can't get out of it. Like, no matter what you do or what you try, when you wake up, you're still there. You're still, prison is that. Like, that alone, that depth of hurt. You're forced to think because you don't have much else to do. And so, but I know how to navigate people. There's a whole bunch of people. So I thrived. I mean, I started a little gambling thing, selling commissary, and there's commerce. It's just there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's all the things. Just like in the world, there's all those same things and same abilities are in prison, right? And unfortunately, I would love to say that our prison system is set up to rehabilitate. Unfortunately, Texas population doesn't allow it really. It's so much influx. Right now, I think there's 147,000 men in the state of Texas incarcerated. I actually just spoke on it a few months back that there's 1,433 cities in Texas, right? The Texas Department of Criminal Justice falls 27 in population.
Wow.
Think about that. Falls 27. And so, so I got out, went right back, literally went right back to selling drugs and doing it. And
I'm doing the math, so you must be 25-ish? A little less than.
let me see, so 2007, that's 20, about 23, 24.
Oh, yeah.
Got out. Went right to selling drugs. 2005, got arrested by the feds for conspiracy to possess and conspiracy for money laundering. We were on a 27-man indictment. It was, yeah, but by God's grace, I know it's God's grace now. Then I was like, shoot, that's just luck. They couldn't get you, boy. Your boy good lucky. Right? So that was my thought process, right? Because so like I'm thinking, man, I'm like, I'm out of this thing, man. Unfortunately, my brother had to do a lot more time than I did on this charge, but I got out. I was like, oh, I'm good. Then I was like, oh, shoot, they got all drug dealers in jail. I hear I'm finna start selling drugs again. That was my thought process, man. I'm telling you, I was a genius. You know what I'm saying? That was a genius. I was like, they're all locked up.
Yeah.
I know all the people that met. Like, that was my thought. So I go right back to it.
Right.
Doing my thing. And there I caught a home invasion. Right? Yeah, I caught a home invasion in there at one point. And it wasn't really a home invasion.
Uh-huh.
It was, I was welcome at the house.
Okay.
We got into a dispute.
Okay.
And then they said I just came unwilling to beat them up. So that was kind of a whole thing. But I ended up getting a year for that. I went to jail again for a year.
So this is the third time.
Yes, but I didn't go to prison this time.
Oh, okay. Prison.
Well, in between there, I went to prison for like a DWIs, right? Like a DWI in between this time and that time. It was like a 2 years.
So what's a DWI?
Driving while it was a DUI, driving under the influence.
Okay.
I fell asleep at a red light.
Yeah.
And I took a bunch of pills, though, so I was kind of like.
Right.
So I guess you're not only selling drugs, but you're using them.
Oh yeah, I'm doing my thing. Like I'm not
Drinking, drugging.
all the whole 9 yards. I didn't discriminate. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was one stop shop. You know what I'm saying? I would sell it to you and we could party together. I didn't trip. I was like,
The party but the fee.
yes. It was on the back, and I just like can't believe like I am who I am today because of who I was then. Statistics say I should be dead. Forget in jail. They like I should be done.
Yeah.
But so then I get out in 2009 I get out of this year of jail. So that's what 1, 2. No, I caught another felony, another DUI.
Uh-huh.
And they gave me 2 years again. 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me another 2 year sentence, and I got out.
Right.
Because when you get 2 year sentence, you do like 11 months and you get out. So like, it's not like very much punishment. I hate to say it like that, but in my mind, I was like, oh shoot, it's like a reset. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't kind of go to jail, I ain't got no bills, I ain't got nothing. Just make sure I got enough money with me so that I can sustain while I'm there, and I'm good. But 2009, I get out. I go to jail for this home invasion. I beat it, and I get a assault charge, and they give me a year in the county jail. And so, I get out, and I'm like, man, I got to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna move.
Doing geographical solution.
Yes. Yes. And I'm like, if I move, then I'll be good. Like, I can just start over in this city. And what I realized now is I was just taking all my mess with me, right? I took all the luggage and I went with me. And I actually moved to Cuero, Texas. Yeah, you don't want to.
You know what we're talking about.
We're going to talk about it. I moved to Cuero, Texas. And, again, I'm a people person. You can drop me anywhere and I will survive. Maybe that's that could be like a superhero talent. Like, I guess like you drop me anywhere besides the jungle.
Yeah, when she was asking you about your hidden talent, I was like, well, you aren't very charismatic.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't give it long. So I ended up working for the ex-mayor of Cuero, who he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Right.
Ended up managing his restaurant, get a house. But then I start selling drugs and I start doing drugs. And so it's a long, maybe almost 2 years, a year and a half.
Right.
And I can remember waking up this day just like depressed. And it wasn't like I don't get depressed in the way that some people get depressed because just my personality type. Like I'm like, okay, I'm depressed. We finna fight this thing. Like I'm gonna do all the things. And in this season, all the things was do as much drugs as I could.
Right.
And so, God, I remember waking up, dropping my girlfriend off at the time at work, going to pick up a bunch of cocaine and weed. I mean, alcohol, and I was just getting drinking and doing drugs and drinking and doing drugs. And I went to the store to buy some more beer, and me and the girl get in an argument. I'm like, man, who are you? Why are you arguing with me? And I left. I got home. Because I was arguing with her, I forgot what I went to the store for, so I go back to the store. And little did I know she called the police.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I walk out of the store. The police are there. And they're like, hey, are you all right? I'm like, I'm good. You are? He's like, yeah, man. And who are you? And I tell him my name, and I'm like, hold on, man, I'm under arrest. He's like, no, I'm just talking to you. So I was like, well, shoot, F you. And I start to walk off, and he ends up tasing me in the back. But I was high. Like, I've been sniffing cocaine all day. Like, I was like, you didn't do nothing but just agitate me. And so I pulled him out, and me and him started fighting and tussling. But let me show you how ridiculous this scene is.
Okay.
I'm a black man.
Yeah.
I'm in canary yellow.
Okay.
Polo swimming trunks.
Swimming trunks.
Swimming trunks.
Swimming trunks. White flip flops.
Okay.
And a white tank top. And I'm fighting the police. It's right. So we get in a fight. I run. They catch me. They beat me up. They take me to county jail. I run out of the county jail. Yes.
Oh.
I run out and they get me back in. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like coming down. And then they take me to court. And they had towed my car and found the drugs.
Yeah.
So then they added more charges. So now I got this like 7 charges of possession of with intent to distribute, DUI, evading arrest, escape from an institution, aggravated assault on a police officer. Just a slew of charges. And I was like, God. And they start telling me, and I go back. They got me in this drunk tank. So they literally took everything, all my clothes. Like I am just all natural. Me in the concrete. And I remember sitting there and just like, God, I start calling out Buddha, Gandhi, Allah. Like I just start calling all these names, right? Of all these religious people or characters or people worship. And I'm like, I don't know who you are or what you are, but if you're real, I want you to take my life. I don't want to wake up. And I start listing all my fears and all my failures, mistakes, and I'm a terrible son and father and brother and uncle, person. Like I was just done. Like I was done. And I'm screaming and yelling and crying. And I remember just laying like face down on the concrete and I did like there was nothing in me in that moment that wanted to live. And I know today God's got a funny sense of humor because I woke up the next day still naked and still in the cell. But I woke up and they were knocking on the door saying, hey, if you want to go home, call this. And I'm like, exactly. I was like, so I'm like, shoot, forget dying. I'm about to go home. And I called the number. It was my brother who I hadn't talked to in almost 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And somehow he found out I was in jail. And so he comes, bonds me out, and I go home. He goes back to Houston. And I'm sitting on the porch, and I thought like maybe I was coming down, and I hear go home. And so I literally pack up a bag. I tell my girlfriend at the time, hey, drop me off. We had the house. Just drop me off at the bus station. I'm going back to Houston. And I went back to Houston. And I remember going thinking, oh man, my mom was going to stay there. It's going to be good. And I go to my mom's house. Hey, mom, I'm home back. She's like, bro, you can't stay here. You crazy. I go to my brother's house, and my brother's like, man, you can't stay here, bro. I don't trust you to do the right thing right now. And so I found myself in Houston homeless.
How old are you now? When this is happening?
37. So that's 14 years. So, no, I was like 40 something.
He's in the 40s at this point.
Yeah.
Right, and I just want to recap. You have one brother, and I'm assuming he's got his own family. And mom was also here in Houston. you had a daughter and an ex-wife, and where are they in all of this?
Ex-wife she's back in California.
Oh,
thing.
whole state.
Yeah, my daughter is she's here.
Okay, so she stayed here. Okay.
Yes, she's a thorn in my flesh. She's here. She's here.
Is this then your final arrest?
Yes.
Okay, the one that you just had was your.
It's my final arrest.
Okay.
Yes, that is. It is. It was the nail in the coffin. So
You're homeless.
I'm homeless.
No one's there for you. No support.
None.
Nothing to go to.
Zero. Nothing. And so I am riding the 82 Metro bus at night. It's like $2 back then. You know what I'm saying? And then going to my mom's house and taking a shower and stuff during the day.
And she was allowing you to do this?
No, she didn't know. I mean, she knew, but she wasn't allowed. So after about a week or two, she was like, hey, you can come here, but you can't leave by yourself. Like, if you leave, me or your brother, my brother lived 3 doors back, I have to go with you because we don't trust you. And so I was like, bet, let's go. And so I remember like hanging out, and one day my little brother comes over and was like, man, come on, I gotta take you shopping. You look too bad. And so we go to Kate. This was back when Kate Mills Mall was bougie. You want to get shopping. Like, it was fancy. You go there now, well, you better take a gun and shit, right? You know what's funny is I said that I was speaking at a church, and I said that on Sunday. And Monday there was a shooting.
Oh God!
People were like calling me like, I was like, what me? That was my fault. I ain't know what that. But we go and we get to the mall, and this guy reaches out to me. So this back, Facebook had just started letting you check in. I check in, I think.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, hey man, come see me. I haven't seen you. And this guy actually, like, I used to hang out with, go to the clubs, do all that kind of stuff. And I was like, no, I was embarrassed. Like, I mean, I'm still pretty much homeless. I'm sleeping on my mom's couch. I don't have any clothes. Like, I'm here because my little brother wants to take me shopping. Like, all the things. And so we did. I told my brother, let's go. And so we go to Memorial City Mall. And I tried to check in there. I accidentally checked into a church. Who would have known? God was trying to talk to me. He's trying to steer me away at the time. And but the guy was persistent. And he ended up reaching out to me that night and was like, hey, don't think I'm weird, but it says you need me.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, you're weird. Man, I didn't know no God. Like, I was like, you are. But I was like, but something in me hungered for somebody to like understand. And so I ended up having dinner with him. And it's funny because I tell this story sometimes. And when I walked in, he had his back to me. But when I walked in to the restaurant, I knew something was different, like about him. And so we sit down and he tells me the story of like brokenness and depression and suicidal tendencies and trying to kill himself and his marriage going down. And he shows all this like brokenness. And I'm like, God, I thought I was alone. And he shares how he went to rehab. He got kicked out of rehab because of his insurance. And he's sitting on this park bench. And in this park bench, God basically told him, but you've got to put in support. And so he went home and got plugged into a local church. And he shared all this with me. And I was like, and he kind of asked me what was going on. And I like unloaded on him. And we're crying and all the things. And then we left. Like, there was no, hey, you know what? You need Jesus. You need to say this prayer. There was none of that. He just loved me where I was at. And he got a little trickery in him. When he got home and he asked me if I own a Bible, and he's like, hey, just read this scripture. I was like, well, she on God's word. I ain't got nothing else going on. And it was Galatians 5. And it's an amazing scripture for me, and it's the gospel message in life of a broken believer, where it's like, hey, listen, Jesus died for you. Your freedom is in him. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. Donnell, it was telling me you ain't got to clean up. You ain't got to figure it out. You don't have to do anything. Jesus did these things for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, God, yeah, you gotta read it. I've always been a good dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, if you do me harm, I'm gonna do you some harm. Don't worry about it. We gonna get that. But I never was like, tried to be harmful towards others.
Yeah.
And so I like start reading, and then this is a little leaven's a whole of a dough. I was like, see, just not that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I wouldn't go to that bar, have that one shot, or I wouldn't hang out with that one person, my life would be drastically different. It's not that I have to move on everything. It's just some little things.
Mm-hmm.
Then I kept reading, and it was like, man, you probably have a life full of lying and dissension and anger and all these. I'm like, golly, man, that's like my life on a daily basis, right? Like, man, and then what? If you're with the Holy Spirit, you have love and joy and peace and patience and kindness. And I was like, man, I want all these things.
Yes.
And so I called him and said, hey, give me some more to read. One quite ready. I was like, man. And he told me to read the book of Matthew, and I read that and really started to see who Jesus was and what he could do.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting on the floor and ended up giving my life to Christ. Just by myself. It wasn't, and I tell people I would have loved to say it was like, oh, my whole world changed and all my problems went away. And yeah, no. When I got up, I still was dealing with all the junk and the garbage and all the stuff that I had going on. Matter of fact, the next time I went to court, they not arrested me that time, but they enhanced all my charges to carry life sentences.
Boy.
Yeah, and they offered me 3 life sentences. They said, hey, we'll run it CC, which means we'll just run it concurrent together. Right? So you only got to do, man, they're non-aggravated. You ain't got to do for 20 years. You get home. I'm like, are y'all playing games?
Right.
And so I went, and it's a funny story. So my friend's like, now you got to go to church. And I'm like,
this is the same man that just shared his story with you.
Yeah. His name Pastor Rob. And then you got to go to church. I got to church. Come to church with me. And I'm like, oh, like, so now you're gonna see some of the old albums still in play, right? I was calling the car, I'm like, wow, I think it's in Richmond, right?
Yeah.
So this girl calls me, hey, Sunday, Monday, you wanna go hang out? I'm like, oh yeah, we can go hang out. You gotta see what it's going on. And she's like, all right, what time you want me to pick you up? I was like, yeah, pick me up at 8 a.m. She's like, 8 a.m. I was like, yeah, no, what? Just don't worry, we're gonna go back somewhere and then we'll go have brunch and hang out. And so yeah, she picked me. She was Jehovah's Witness.
Oh.
And I'm just saying, I was like, I did not care. I wanted to get to church. But I remember it's so funny.
So you got this lady who's thinking of hanging out to get you to drive you to church. And she's a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah. And so, I remember like trying to figure out what people were to church. Yeah. And remember, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So.
Yeah.
And so I remember looking in my closet. I don't have a bunch of clothes. I have some gray slacks, some gray Dockers, and some slacks. I get them.
Okay.
I had a gray and white striped button-up shirt, so I get that out, and I had some black Stacey Adams.
Okay.
Yeah. I get them out. I don't know if y'all know about liquid Stay Flow, which is liquid starch. And so I would like put that in a spray bottle of water. Man, make it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You just went on it.
Yes, I was like, ready for church. I'm going to church, right? And so I'm ready. I'm this. And get there. And I'm walking in. And I'm like just scared. I mean, it's new, but like it's super new. I don't know anything about church.
And this is a man who's been to prison several times, and in some pretty hot situations.
Stabbed, like by this time in my life, I've been kidnapped and beaten and all kinds of stuff, right? So I am like shaking in my boots, nervous. But then I started noticing that dude got shorts on.
They're not canary yellow though.
No. But then it's like I had a football jersey on.
Okay.
I'm like, and then all of a sudden it was like somebody took this veil off my eyes, and everybody was in like shorts and football jerseys, and I'm in Dockers and Stacey Adams and button-up shirt. Oh my gosh! And so I almost turned around and ran, right? But people just started hugging me. and welcoming me. And it was crazy. And to be very, very honest, like what at Your Story Church, we try to, everything I've designed and culture that we are putting in is to reflect the experience I had in June of 2011 at this church, right? And so I'm gonna find out it was Super Bowl Sunday. I told my friend, you could have told me that.
Jersey Sunday.
Yeah. You can't say Super Bowl Sunday. You can't. You know they got that trademark. You can't use it.
way.
Yeah. That's why it's Jersey Sunday or Tailgating Sunday. Okay. We did Super Sunday. Can't use Super Bowl Sunday.
I just learned something.
So, yeah, and so and he laughs, but I remember walking in, and so if you come to our church, we have a lot bright signage, so you know where to go, how to get there without you wanting to have to say anything. And I remember walking, and I would have left. I don't even know where the girl disappeared to. Right?
The girl who drove you?
Yeah, I think she left. Not in a bad way. She just because she ended up saying, "Hey, it's on my heart to take you every Sunday." That's a whole nother story.
So he's taking you to a different church than what she.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm walking in the hallway, and everything in me wants to leave. I want to turn back. I want to go. And I look up, and there's a sign that just says, "Keep going." Hey, just one more step. You're almost there, right? And then there's a sign that says you made it. Kind of make this right, and I walk in, and it's dark. And I'm familiar with dark places, right? So all of a sudden, I'm like disarmed because I know people can't per se see my face. So I start moving, and I just gravitate towards the front, and they start like it's like a rock band. They even had like a long haired guy that was jumping around it. They started playing. I remember again to this day, man. Our God is greater, and I just began to sob because in that moment I knew that no matter what I was looking at, my God would be great. And I've stood on that to this day. Like I know that no matter what comes against me, God is greater. So, and again, I would love to tell people that I'm having these amazing encounters with God, and my life was just perfect, right? But no, no. I end up building some amazing relationships over the next few months, and I had this hunger and thirst for God's word, and I remember I still was struggling going out. Yeah. And my boy called me, and he was like, "Hey, what's been up?" And I was like, "Oh man, I went to Frankenstein's. I sat at the bar, and I was about to take a shot, but I walked away, and I didn't take the shot." And he let me tell that lie, right? He let me tell that lie. He's like, "Hey, let's hang out tomorrow. Let's meet at Starbucks." Because all pastors meet at Starbucks. See?
Yes.
But we go, and he goes, "Man, he goes, I love you." And he goes, "But I think we kind of missed the step." I'm like, now I've known him since a kid. We 100. We talk. We're still at 100 today. He passes a church in the city as well, and he slides me this blue book. Okay. I'm like, "What's that?" And he said, "It's a big book." And he goes, "Man, Jesus is great, and it's our life source, and it's he saves us, and he redeems us, and he restores us." He goes, "But sometimes we need some practical steps to help us along this journey, right? To help us overcome some things." And so he gave it to me, and I was like, I'm looking at it, and he was like, "Yeah, it's for AA." I was like, "All right, bet." And so I'm like an all-in kind of guy. Like I don't half measure much in my life, good or bad. And so that I would not drink or do drugs or hang out with women I wasn't supposed to, I went and parked myself at KD 12 and 12 every day, all day. So I did like all 12 steps in like a week. I get why that's funny.
Let me that. Especially for our listeners too.
1, 2, and 3 are pretty like, if you're in a bad enough place, they're pretty simple, right? You just realize, hey man, you can't do this yourself. And you make it, you identify that problem, and then you say, hey, it's going to take a higher to get me out of this thing, right? And you get to step 4, and you start making more inventories. There's like this thing that innately stops you from looking at your crap. Really writing down, making this log of the things wrong and who you've wronged, and it's not like overnight. People take months. I met a person that is taking a year to do theirs, right?
Mhm.
They just wanted to be that thorough and that kind of stuff. That's why it's funny, because I'm like, man, a week later, I'm good. Let's go. And I am very much like, again, my memory is very, when it comes to conversations and things, like I am good. But I did another one later.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? When I had more time in prison.
Uh-huh.
But I realized that, I needed something in the season.
Right.
That was like guardrails, right? And like they like to refer to a toolbox. I met a guy who first, so I needed some tools to put into my box.
Mm-hmm.
Bam, and so that's what I did, and so I was building these relationships. But I was going back and forth to court for these charges, right? And so I went to court one day, and they rearrested me.
Okay.
They're like, "You're playing with us, or you're going to prison for life." And so they made like $330,000 bond. It was like, it was outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my friend. Now this is 18 months later.
Mm-hmm.
My friend
Mm-hmm.
who took me the first day to church comes. Now she's saved. She's no longer Jehovah's Witness. She's going to church. She's doing all the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she comes and she's like, "Hey, talk to your family. They're going to give you $10,000. Do you want us to try to bond you out and get a lawyer?" I said, "Get a lawyer." And so she got a lawyer, and he came, and he got the bond down. And then people from the church gave money to get me out. Was like, we'd rather spend one more day with you than you spend another day in jail. And so I got out. We made my court date. We knew that I would plead on that day. And we tried all. I believe that my God didn't want me to go to prison. That I was saved and redeemed and all the things, right? And that my God would part the sea and move the mountain. He would do all this for me because I've been faithful. I'm reading the Word. I'm sober. I'm like all these things that are great in my life. And I had talked to Teen Challenge, and they're like, "We're going to come to court with you, and we're going to talk to them, and we're going to do all these things." And so I'm like, all right. When we walked in court that day, I was not going to prison. I had my bag packed to go to a rehab facility that was going to it was a faith base. It was good. I was going to be there for 2 years. I was going to go home. Man, they get up and speak. People get up on my behalf. I've changed, all this thing. I get up there and share my testimony. Everybody's in there sobbing and crying. Nobody thinks I'm going to prison at this time. Everybody, they like this man up. They just mean, right? And I remember going to the thing, and I even was puffed up. I was prideful on like all the things I did with my God. Because I did those things, God was going to deliver me from this one thing. And I remember standing there, and the judge looked at me, and he was like, "I sentenced you to 18 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice." And I wanted to buckle. I was like, and my mom is there. She's like, "Where's your Jesus now?" And I looked and I said, "I'll be home. I'll be home in like 5 years." And she was like, I don't know how that woman got out so many words so fast, but she was like, "No, you're not. 4-time convicted felon. This is your 4th time in prison. I'm going to keep you for like ever and ever and ever and ever."
Right.
And so I had to give them all my stuff. I remember they handcuffed me. And the first time in like 18 years, or 18 months, I felt like I was that person before my encounter with Jesus. Now I'm like, I did all this changing. And I had all these hopes and all these dreams and all these aspirations, and they've just been snatched like that.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a tough one.
It's a real test.
Mm-hmm.
You got to submit though.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah. It was terrible.
I can't even imagine what you're feeling and thinking. Lee. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Thank you for sharing that.
absolutely.
That's a wild ride.
Yes.
It's a wild ride.
Yes.
That's been a pivotal, that's a whole journey to get to this pivotal moment.
In our next episode, we're going to follow you on your journey.
That's wrong. It gets fun after this.
Yeah.
Time in prison.
You got some real spiritual muscles there.
And I did actually. So that was a great.
Can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Donnell, thank you for sharing so powerfully today. We can't wait to continue your journey in the next episode.
Be sure to join us for part 2 of Donnell's Monomyth, where we'll explore his transformation and his path to redemption. Thanks for joining us on the Monomyth Diaries. If this episode resonates with you or someone you know, we'd love for you to share it and spread the inspiration.
Don't forget to follow us wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube to stay connected.
We'd appreciate if you could take a moment and rate and review the podcast. It helps us reach more people with stories of transformation and growth.
You can visit us at monomythdiaries.com or text us directly from the show notes to reach out and keep the conversations going.
Until next time, heroes, let's journey together through our monomyths.